everyone, this is Elisa from Anaya's Toy Box Crochet, and I'm here to show you what I've been up to. But first, I'd like to thank every single one of you who have come to watch this video. I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to be showing off my makes and my whips, and this is my first make. I am so proud of it. I'm so happy I was actually able to do it. Oh, look what I did. Sorry about that. Oh my gosh, I actually finished it. I made this. This is a little sweater for my son. I used creme cotton, and in two colors. The colors not from this year's collection, but from last year's collections. And I finished it. I like to challenge myself. I have to say this because I did not use a pattern, and I've only ever made one wearable before, and it was not made this way. Well, I like to scratch that. I mean, that makes me seem like I have less experience than I do. I've only made one wearable for a person before. I made a sweater for my daughter, but I've made plenty of wearables for dolls. I've designed plenty. So I felt like if I could do it for a doll, I could do it for my child. And so I did it. I mean, I really needed Jennifer from Cinnamon Stitches. She did her Summer Breeze top, and I asked my friend, hey, do you mind if I make one for your daughter? She said, sure. And I really needed that to bolster my confidence because I don't know if you remember the sweater, but I was making it months ago and it was turning out bad and I frogged the whole thing. But this time it worked. It fits him beautifully. I absolutely love it. Hopefully he'll like it. I mean, he wanted it. He asked for it. But the kid is a t-shirt shorts kind of guy. And I am not sure he'll wear it. But anyways, this is made to fit my 6-year-old. It goes perfectly around his neck. I made the measurement by, when I chained, I put it around his neck. I put it on his chest to make sure his chest fits. And then finally, the armpits, which is what I thought would be the hardest part. And it probably is the hardest part as far as measuring goes because, well, here's the story. My mom is a sewer. I mean, she knows how to crochet, she knows how to knit, but she sews. She used to love sewing, like all the time. And so when I was a teenager, older teenager, it seemed natural to me that I would be sewing. And so, I got myself a sewing machine, a used one, but I still got one. I got myself some fabric. And I listened to my mom's instructions. I've been doing a little bit here and there throughout being a teenager, but this was the first one that I was doing on my own, that she did not cut for me, but all on my own. And I did it. And it looked like a t-shirt. It looked like a t-shirt, but it fit like a straight jacket. And I think that is one of my biggest fears with wearables is like, with dolls, it doesn't matter. They're going to just sit there. They're just going to stand there. Whatever. If it doesn't fit their armholes or if they can't move, what does it matter? With the person, it matters. And I think that was my biggest fear with wearables, that it will fit like a straight jacket. Now, I'm going to turn it around. I have this like this because, see the stitch marker? That's where I was when I last showed you the sweater. But this is the back of the sweater. This is the front. You could tell because I used a slip stitch method of joining. For some reason, it went straight down. I don't know why it curves. It goes down in a diagonal, but it did. I really am not sure. That hardly ever happens to me. Usually things go straight down for me. But anyways, this is a simple sweater. It's done completely in half double crochets, and I knew I wanted this. I knew I didn't have enough dark blue yarn, but I also knew I wanted to save some for the sleeves and the neckline, and I think I saved a little too much. But I'll show you what I did with it later. But anyways, that's my first FO, and I'm so psyched. I'm so happy that it is done. Yes, I am. Well, okay, that's not my first FO. It's not the first one I finished. It's just the first one I wanted to talk about. This is my first FO. I showed you that I was working on it last time. I still have to weave in the ends. This is another basket. I showed you that I was working on it. I made a little mistake with this. Like, this is the Jada and Stitches Big Beautiful Basket pattern. And I took my kids out to the sprinklers, and I took it with me. And I completely forgot how many rounds up that I had to do before I get to the handles. And for some reason, I thought it was 16 rounds. It was 18, by the way. At least all the ones that I made before were 18, but I did 16, and then I made the handles. And then I came home, and I put it next to this one, which I showed you last week. And it's shorter. But it's okay. It's okay. I mean, the person I give it to won't know that it's shorter, right? Anyways, so that's what I did. Now I have decided I've done this, right? I finished it. Now I am going to go on to that dragon, and I'm going to work on that dragon. Yeah, I didn't do that. I picked up I went to my yarn to look at my working yarn, and it is overflowing to the point where things are falling on, like it's on a high shelf. And when I go to pull out the basket, it's actually a bin that I have it in, everything was falling on top of me because it was overflowing. So I very reluctantly took out this yarn, which is Red Heart with Love metallic. I've had it for a long time, and that's the one that falls the first. It's always falling. I had a whole lot of it, and I took it out, and I decided I'm just going to make another basket. And so I made another basket. Now, with these baskets, I don't care about the colorway. The colorway can be whatever I have. See right here? That is whatever I have. But with this metallic yarn, I told myself it's whatever I have, whatever I have. But by the time I got here, I was in love with it. And I was so invested in making it something that I love. I mean, I still like it. I wish there was no pink and it was just the purples. That would have made it perfect. But I had out an orange to work on this yarn because I was using working yarn, but a little smaller working yarns. And some of them, like this colorway right here, this light blue here, is not working yarn. It was a scrap, but I have another skein of it that I could add it to. So I had kept it over there. So I have a couple of those scrap size yarns that I have another skein that I was going to mix it with. But anyways, by the time I got here, I was invested in it. I knew this was going to be mine. And so when it came time for the colorway change, I decided not to use the orange. Not that I don't love orange. I just decided not to use it. I wanted to keep it the same colorway. And so I had won this yarn right here, which is a variegated yarn. In the giveaway, if you see my last video, you'll see that I won a giveaway from Cynthia Crochet May and More. I could get that wrong, and if I have it wrong, I will fix it. I'll write a subtitle to say that I got the right channel. I think it's Cynthia's Crochet and More May. But I always get confused on where the May should be. Is it Cynthia May Crochet and More? Or Cynthia's Crochet and More May? I think it's Cynthia's Crochet and More and May. More May. But anyways, I want to give away from her, so I picked up this yarn and I added it to the basket. I'm going to move this because otherwise I have no room for anything else. So some of the other yarn she gave me was blanket yarn. I've never used blanket yarn before. I've used velvet yarn, and it drove me crazy for amigurumi, but I've never used blanket yarn, and everybody uses it. So I thought I'll try to make an amigurumi. So I took out, she gave me 2 skeins of blanket yarn, and she also gave me the scraps she had from another project with it. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to use that up. And I decided to do a dumpling kitty. And here is my dumpling kitty. It's huge. Do you remember the last dumpling kitty I showed you? It was like this big. It's huge. I love it. It's so adorable. I do have to tell you that I started with a 4.5 millimeter hook. And while that crocheted easily enough, I had to change to a 5 millimeter because I couldn't see the stitches. And even then, I keep losing and gaining stitches. So even though this is a dumpling kitty, it's more like a dumpling kitty in spirit than it is an actual dumpling kitty. Mostly because I kept losing count, so I stopped counting. So I didn't count how many increases I did, how many rounds of increases I did, how many rounds I did at the bottom. I just didn't count. I just kept going until I felt like I was running low on yarn. And then I finished it up. So this is my Dumpling Kitty-esque little toy that I made with blanket yarn. Isn't it cute? I love it. I don't know how much I'm going to be doing. Like, I'll definitely use the blanket yarn I have at home. I don't know if I'll use it as an amigurumi though. If I do, it would have to be simple amigurumi. Like this one, I did not enjoy the process of sewing the amigurumi together. I could not pull it as tight as I wanted to before it ripped. So I'm not sure I'll be doing a lot of amigurumi with blanket yarn. I might use the rest that I have, but I will definitely not be buying blanket yarn with the intention of doing amigurumi. But anyways, while I was working on this, I still had the yarns that I took out of my box, my bin, I should say, of working yarn, that I had intended to put in the basket. And really, I got my bin down to, I can't even say it's a manageable level. It is somewhat manageable. It is still overflowing, but at least not everything falls every time I take it out. And I just didn't want to put back what I took out. So I thought about it making another basket, and then I realized Rose needs stress balls. So I made some stress balls. So here's the gray, not focusing because it's focusing on the eyes. Hi, sweetie, can you turn that off before you come?
I'm just going to get my own wire.
Okay, hold on one second. So I made stress balls out of them, and I didn't weave on any ends yet. But here's one. So that was one of the colors I was going to put in the basket, and I didn't. And this is the orange. This orange right here, I played a bit of yarn chicken with and lost. So I had to add some gray here. I don't know if I'm going to send this to her or not. It looks kind of strange, right? Anyways, I still have to weave in the ends of all of these stress balls. And then I took out, because I had taken out this yarn for the top of the black basket, I made stress balls with the rest of the skein too. So here are, I'm not going to show all of this. Is my latest one. I'm still working on this color, which I took out later, just because. I'll tell you why. Here's an orange one. Actually, I'm going to stop. Actually, here. I love the way the colors pulled on this. Isn't it beautiful? But if you see the first one I made, because I made them in different sizes, this one, this one didn't pull quite as nicely. It pulled, but not as nicely as the other ones. Yeah, so the pattern for these stress balls, if you guys are interested, is from I made a video last year about how to get your amigurumi to be round, and it is in the description of that video. I'll link it down below in case you're interested in making it. Anyways, those are what I may have so far. I still have this skein to work up, and it'll get worked up. That's what I have so far. I'm thinking of using green and making a little star over here so it's an orange. Anyways, I don't know. I haven't done anything yet. That's just my thoughts. Anyways, I made those. Now, what I am super, and I mean super excited. Oh, wait, I'm going to show you one more thing before I show you that, because I'm totally excited about that thing, and I want to save it for last so you could get excited with me without thinking of something else. Hello. Hello. All right, I am making this shawl. Oh, shoot, I forgot what the pattern is. Here it is. Okay, I'm back. For some reason, my phone turned off. I don't know if it's because of the way I have it on my tripod, but whatever it is, my phone turned off. Anyways, I was showing you this shawl. I was watching Rose Likes Crochet, and this shawl kept coming. This is a shawl that's Hooked by Robin. And I was really interested to see how she does the border. And so I thought I'd try it. And I thought this was the perfect yarn to try. This is Lion Brand yarn. Let me get the thing. It's hand-dyed Haven. I got this the end of last summer when I first realized that I was allergic to wool, and I was like, I'll never touch hand-dyed yarn again. And I saw Lion Brand had this hand-dyed Haven, which is 100% nylon yarn. And so I bought it. But the problem is it's smaller than most skeins of yarns, most hanks of yarns. They come in 100 grams, right? And this is 70, and I have 3 of them, but I was always afraid that I didn't have enough for a shawl. And this shawl didn't seem, and it didn't seem like it would take too much yarn. So I started making this shawl. And seriously, I have more than enough yarn to finish this shawl. But anyways, I started it mostly because I wanted to work this yarn up. I've had it for a while. I've always been interested in seeing what it's going to work up as. And this pattern looked like it was one that would work with it, where I didn't have to have too much yarn. I didn't have to have that much yarn used up for this pattern, so I could use it. Finish it without adding to it. Anyways, back to what I'm excited about. Now, I have been talking about my dragon for the last, I think, 2 videos, maybe 3, and how I'm afraid that that dragon is turning into a UFO. Well, I told myself, okay, substitches suck. They suck. But you need to suck it up and finish that dragon. I bought this pattern years ago. And the only reason I haven't made it in all these years is because it looked like a big dragon. And when I'm ordering yarn, DK yarn, I always order the DK because I couldn't find it in my clothes. I always order 1 of each color. I never order 2. And because of that, I always felt like every time I went to make it, I was like, do I have enough yarn? And so I don't make it. Well, this time I got 3 balls of Mandala Sparkle right here. Oops. I have 3 balls of it. Mandala Sparkle in the colorway Serpent. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to make it with that. I have 3 skeins of it. That should be enough. My friends, I was right not to work on it before because I have already used up 1 skein. But let me show you. This head I have shown you before because I finished it a long time ago. But here's the head of the dragon. And my problem was the body, because there's a lot of working on slip stitches on top of slip stitches in it. And it's hard and it gets annoying. Well, I finished the body. There it is. There's his tail. Look at it. It looks like nothing at the moment. But I'm sure once everything is sewn up, it's going to look good. Now, I have to tell you, this is a pattern by Manic Yarn. And her shaping, oh, there's a little arrow to go on top of his tail. Her shaping, the way she shapes her patterns is absolutely genius. They all turn out so beautifully. And so I knew this is going to be an amazing pattern. I still know it's going to be an amazing pattern, but working on those slip stitches was wearing me down. But I finished it. The slip stitch part is done. I finished the whole body and I finished the leg. Here's my leg. And I am almost finished the second black leg. And then all I'll have left to do after this is the 2 front legs and the wings and the spikes. Okay, I have a lot left to do. But the point is, it's not a UFO anymore. It's getting done. It is ginormous. Okay, hopefully this time I can record properly. I don't know what's going on with my phone today. It just keeps not working. Anyways, I think I was talking about Manic Yarn. The shaping of her patterns are absolutely amazing. I made her baby dragon, and yeah, there was a lot of working on slip stitches there too. And so I can't wait to see how this one turns out. I mean, hopefully I will be able to finish him before I leave, but if I don't, I haven't decided whether I'm going to take him with me on vacation. I'm leaning towards not, because he's so big. It'd be easier to take a shawl with me than it would be to take him. We'll see what happens. But in the meanwhile, oh, I need to show those gloves. Show them the gloves. That's another fasten off I have. I finished the gloves. Can you lower it? You're not getting on camera. More, a little bit more. That's it. These are another.
They're in the basket now.
They're in the basket right now. Okay. Can you put them on and just wave your hands? Anyways, I finished my daughter's gloves. I was showing you I was making her gloves for her birthday. It's done. She's wearing them. I don't know if they're any cooler than the other ones she has. She says they are.
They're not as thick.
They're not as thick. I used a very big hook on that one. It's still a size 3 yarn like with the other ones, but I used a much bigger hook because someone insists on wearing gloves during the summer.
Yeah!
They can't see you that soon. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I've been up to. I can't wait till the dragon is finished. I don't know if I'll be finished by next week because we're leaving day after tomorrow, and I don't know if I'll take it with me.
I just want to say I'm an amazing dancer.
Yeah.
I cannot dance.
Okay. I don't know if I'll take it with me. I might, and I might show it to you in my next video. I might not, and I might show it to you as my next video as a whip instead of a FO, but whatever. It's on its way, and I can't think of this as a UFO anymore because I'm actually working on it. It's a whip again. That makes me feel so good. Right now, I have, if you look at my Ravelry, I keep track of all my projects on Ravelry. I make a project page. As soon as I start a project, I will make a project page for it. And I put my hook size on that. I put the yarn I'm using. I don't usually put them on the yards because, you know, with amigurumi, you don't really need to. I probably should as I'm making these bigger projects here, or these projects that take more than one skein over here, but I don't. But I do write down my hook size that I use. I write down the brand of yarn, the type of yarn, the colorway, the date I started, the date I finished. And every time I open my Ravelry and I see that dragon sitting there and not moving and know that it's a UFO, it bothers me. But if you look at my Ravelry right now, I have 2 projects. The dragon, and I have the knitted scarf. I did work on the knitted scarf. Let me show it to you. I mean, I expected it to go slow, and it is going slow, and it's going to go slow, period. Because I don't know how to knit. I'm teaching myself. And I chose an incredibly big project to work on. But anyways, this is how much I have gotten done. Since the last time you saw me, I started on the brown. I'm almost finished with the brown, and I'm going to move on to the, I think it's a pink colorway. But anyways, this is what I have. Looks nice when you look at it that way. Not so nice when you look at it this way. And what is up with these tails? I don't know what I did here because I picked it up after so long. I don't know if I already weaved it in and I forgot to cut it. But look, I left these small, tiny little tails that I don't even know how to weave it in because it's so small. But anyways, oops. That's where my shawl is right now. It's going to take a long time. I'm not halfway done yet. It's going to take a long time. That's all I have got to say. And I'm fine with this one because I do pick it up and work on it occasionally. And I'm learning. And I kind of wish I didn't decide to make such a huge project because I still need to learn how to purl. This is all knit stitch. And I think I'm learning knit stitch pretty well. Oh, knit stitch and yarn over. But I don't know how to purl yet. And as long as my needles are in that project, I'm not learning how to purl. But that's okay. I'll get to it eventually. Anyways, this is what I've been up to. I hope you enjoyed my video. Oh, by the way, today is the last day to enter for my giveaway. I don't know when this video is going to go up, depending on how long it takes me to edit. So it might be finished already by the time this goes up. But this is the doll for my giveaway. Today is the last day to enter. I will be pulling a name and probably posting it at bedtime because I didn't say what time I would end it. So I decided I will just do it at bedtime, so that will be the fairest, gives everybody the most amount of time to enter, and at bedtime I'll pull a name and make a little video while I'm pulling the name, and I'll probably just have that in my video. And whoever wins will get that doll. I hope they like it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed my video. If you'd like to hear more from me, if you liked this video, I said it wrong. I said my own outro wrong. Okay. If you liked this video, please give it a like. If you'd like to hear more from me, please subscribe. Bye.